Hey guys, it's Vincent, and today I will be showing you guys the process of me painting my little zombie friend. So this is just the pencil outline and me going around it with a fine liner. I'm not sure what size that is, I can't see. It's probably either a 0.8 or a 0.5, but I can't see. But I mean, regardless, it doesn't matter because I go over it in the end anyway. This is just so that I am able to erase the pencil lines. Just to make sure I have all the lines that I want. And I mean, pencil shows up really strangely through watercolour paints. So I like to just go over it with a fine liner because I outline everything anyway later on with paint again. But I just like doing it this way. Some people probably would say this is a waste of time, but I don't care. This is just my process. This is how I do it. The only pencil line that I did leave was in the eye, because I didn't want the coloured bit of his eye to have a solid line around it. So I left the pencil line there so I knew how big I wanted that bit of his eye to be. But yeah, the colour that I used, I knew it would blend into that anyway, so it's all good. And this is using the Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolour palette. And I think for this I used a yellow ochre, a bright red, like a sap green I think, a dark blue and a black. I'm pretty sure they're the only colours I used, and I just mixed them up to get the darker kind of shades that I wanted. I think it works a lot better if you give yourself quite a limited colour palette, like maybe a maximum of like 5 colours, and then from that you can just mix them together to work with more. And I don't know, I just think the colours then work together better rather than looking quite clustered and crazy. So I started off with painting wise, just putting down all the main block colours. Just simple, flat, whatever. And I tried to make all the colours quite muted to begin with. Because I mean, zombies, they're undead. They're not going to have much life. Not much bright, happy, lively colours. Unless they're like some kind of neon zombie. Like Mikey from Glam and Gore. She does some fantastic zombies. But this dude right here, he's not one of those. So yeah, now going in with slightly darker colours to add some shading, just little bits and bobs all around, just so it doesn't look completely flat, because that's boring. I had a lot of fun with this guy because I've been experimenting a lot with my style over the past couple of months, and I've found something that I'm comfortable with, and then I wanted to bring back my kind of more horror style of work, because I mean that was what I always used to, and that is what I love. That's my favourite kind of stuff. And then I kind of moved away from it when I started experimenting with different styles and doing quite typical, like, pretty stuff, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm finding my way now. Using a different style and still keeping it creepy. Gotta get creepy. So yeah, now just layering up and layering up and layering up. Just to get all the depth in there that I want. Nice and dark and gross. And just more shading. Isn't this peaceful to watch? It's so weird seeing it be done so quickly, because I mean this took me like maybe 2-3 days to do, I think. And through speeding it up, it only took me 22 minutes. But yeah, it's crazy seeing my process go so quickly when it does take me such a long time. Yeah, then adding texture to a whole bunch of stuff by just like stippling different colours on, and then dabbing bits of it with a tissue just to take up some of the colour so the texture's still there but without it being too in your face. Making his teeth so dirty. Because, I mean, no zombie has clean teeth unless they've, like, just turned. But I think we can tell by looking at this dude that he's been a zombie for a little while. You know, his jaw's falling off, he's missing an eye, a lot of his skin is gone. You know, he's not just turned. So yeah, then layering up some more colours to bring it all together, and I mean making it look more interesting, because one blank colour, that's boring. Do, 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 do. I don't know why this dude has such a big tongue. I wanted to make him creepy looking and like sticking his tongue out, but I mean, I don't think humans can have tongues that long. Can they? I don't know, maybe they can. Probably not quite so pointy though. And then going in and making the colours darker again. Something that I'm very forgetful with watercolours is they may look dark when you put them down, but when they dry, the colours tend to go a lot lighter. And yeah, you have to put down quite a few layers before you get the colour you want, unless you're aware of what you're actually doing and you know to make colours darker, but I always forget. And then this is adding some of the dark blue. I can't remember what blue this is exactly, but yeah, I mean you can look at the blue right there and you can see what I mean. But yeah, putting that around his eye and in random places on the skin just to like make him look even more dead. Boop, boop, boop. More detail to the tongue. Just stippling it on to give more of like a texture of a tongue, because they're quite weird looking. They're all dotty and wet. Boop, 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 boop. I really like his tongue, as creepy as it is. Like, I think it looks funny. Imagine waking up to this dude just like coming up and licking you. Gross. And then once again, just stippling some more colour on here and there. A little bit of green to make him look like he's decaying. Maybe he's got some mold growing on him, you never know. Is that possible? Like, if you die, to have mold then grow on you? It probably is, isn't it? I mean, you can have mold take over your body while you're still alive, so could it, like, properly full on grow on you if you're dead? Probably. Gross. And then some yellow ochre to make him look nice and poorly. Dead. No one wants yellow skin. Isn't that like a sign of liver damage? I think. Some more blue. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. And even more around the eye. Wonderful. And then making the eye socket even darker, because when I first put the colour down it was very like wishy-washy grey kind of situation, so making it darker. I can hear something beeping and it's very distracting, but I'm not sure where it's coming from. It's probably downstairs, but I don't know. Adding red to the eye to make it look all bloodshot and dead. And then adding darker colours again to his open wounds. How much would you actually be able to see if you were to like take just the layer of skin off of your head? It would probably be like exposed skull, wouldn't it? So I guess if there was blood, yeah, that would look about right, wouldn't it? If your skull was just covered in your blood. I mean, there'd probably be some white poking through, but whatever. Is there muscle around there? Probably not. I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. It's not like you need muscles on your head. Like, obviously in your face and all that jazz, but like, I'm just anatomy. And then using a spiky little stipply brush, I'm just dabbing that to make it look like blood splatters. Nice and fun. Gotta love some blood. Just layering it up and trying to keep it looking gross. Some inside of the mouth, very important. I do go in and add more blood later on, but apparently I stopped here for some reason. What am I doing? Oh, here's for some more. Yep, okay. Do-do-do-do. And fill in that eye socket with blood. Because clearly it just being black wasn't enough. Had to cover it in some blood as well. And there's some boil spot things on him. At first they just kind of looked like lumps, so I wanted to colour them kind of a yellowy tint to make them look more like spots. What am I doing? Oh, okay. Going in with the blue and stippling that around. Just here and there to add more colour. Oh, and more blood. Very important. All over his tongue. Maybe he's just eaten somebody. Who knows? Or maybe he accidentally bit his own tongue and made it bleed and then somehow splattered that all over his face. Zombies aren't the smartest. And then this is adding veins and stuff to the eyeball. And then some more mold looking jazz. some lovely speckly green all over the place. Wonderful. And then adding more depth again. Oh, and onto the line work. Magic. So this is just using the Winsor & Newton Ivory Black, I think it is. And I just dump some water in there and then use it like you would ink, I guess. It works well, and I prefer it to a brush pen because brush pens are not easy to control, and I find that the nib is often too big. So this way I have all of the control that I want. It does take a long time though. If you want something that's, nice and quick and easy to do, this probably isn't the technique for you, but I enjoy it. So this is just going over everything. Like I said before with the fine liner, I then cover it all up with this. I'm yawning, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't really ever line in any type of order. I just do it wherever my hand goes. And a lot of the time it's like paying attention to like where I've just done, and then I'll try and do somewhere else while it's still wet, and I just kind of move around it in whatever order I feel like. There is no strategy to it other than try not to stick your hand in it because you'll smudge it. It's a very helpful art tip. Don't smudge your work. Unless you want to. And then just going around the head a little bit. When am I gonna... I know I don't do the whole thing in one go. Oh, there we go. Yep, time for some teeth. Some real good teeth. What happens to your skin when you die? Doesn't it get tighter? I think I read something about that, which is why it looks like people's nails grow when they die, because their skin sort of like shrivels up a little bit, and then it makes the nails look longer than they were. Interesting. Because like this dude, I mean, he's kind of weird looking, like there's some skin there, but also not some skin there. He's not very correct in any which way. Like, surely he should have some kind of lips going on there, but he hasn't got any lips. I don't know what's going on with him. He's having a good time though. Look at him, he's smiling, he's having a great time. Go around the teeth, do 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 do. What's your guys' favourite thing with zombies in? I've always had this like complete love and an obsession with zombies. Like any zombie TV show or movie or anything like that, they just really excite me. I'm terrified of the idea of if they were to ever be a real thing, because I don't want something trying to eat me. But I mean, they're so cool. And my favourite dreams, like I have zombie nightmares relatively often, but they are my favourite. When I wake up, I'm always like, even though the dream was terrifying, I'm always excited if I have a zombie dream. I had one time about a zombie postman, and they put some like post through the door or something like that, and then for some reason I opened the door and my mum shouted at me, "Don't open the door, there's a zombie postman." So I looked out of the door, and then there he was, cycling towards me, zombie on a bicycle, delivering post. It was great. Why was he on a bicycle? Do postmen have bicycles? Most of the ones over here just drive around in vans, and then they walk up to you with their little bag and put their stuff through your door. But I reckon some postmen out there must have bicycles. And maybe they're zombies. Look out for your postman if he rides a bicycle, because he might be a zombie. And if he is, just don't open your door, it's fine. Tell him to leave it outside. What would happen if a person was to bite a zombie? Like, would it still react in the same way? Because obviously you'd be, like, getting their germs inside of you. Or do you have to be bitten by them? They should do a movie on that. Humans biting back. And if it were to affect humans, does it affect animals as well? Could there be animal zombies? That'd be great. I'd happily die if, like, an animal were to try and eat me. That's fine. I love animals. I think they're the best thing on the planet. They deserve all of the love and everything that they require. And if they wanted me for their food, that is perfectly acceptable. You can eat me if you want. But humans can't eat me because humans suck. They're mean and nasty, and they take everything away, and they're incredibly selfish. So yeah, this is just me filling in the background with black after finishing the line work. Sorry for me rambling about zombies. It's probably more interesting than me just explaining what I'm doing, though. This is literally just a wash of black all around the background. Now once it dried, I took away the tape. Boop, boop, boop. Look at that clean line. It's so beautiful. It's my favourite part of doing the backgrounds like that. It's the clean lines. It's magical. And there you guys go. That is the finished painting. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will hopefully see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!